I like it. Why? Ask questions, Dad. Got him. Got a tank. I got a tank. He's a monster, dude. He's probably 2.5, 3 at least. Hey guys, AJ Gore here, and I'm back with another comparison video because KastKing just released a highly anticipated new rod in the KastKing Estuary series. Let's say you're new to the fishing game and you don't exactly understand all the different categories of fishing rods. This video and this comparison is going to help us break down the differences between some of these rods that have a lot of similarities, but some of the differences that actually set them apart. We're going to get into that, we're going to take a look at it, and we're really going to look at the components that make these rods similar, but also different. So in the new Estuary rod series, they are featuring a lot of really high-end components. One, a true IM7 graphite Terray carbon blank with American tackle components. And those components being in your guide system as well as in your reel seats. We're going to look into that and talk about it a little more. So this Estuary rod from KastKing has a true IM7 Terray graphite carbon blank, and it's actually a 30 million modulus Terray carbon graphite blank, which means it's going to be super strong and super sensitive. But like in a Speed Demon Pro series rod that you've seen before or may just now be becoming aware of, it has nano technology resins to strengthen it. And in this series of rod, it strengthens it up to 22%. Now, anytime you put a resin to strengthen a rod, you're adding weight. But in the nanotechnology and in the KastFlex and the Cast resins from KastKing, you're going to see up to 22% more strength added, like I had mentioned, without the weight. That nano resin is super strong and super light. Now, in other rods on the market, anytime you're using nanotechnologies, you're going to notice your price jumping up into $200–300 price range. Not with the KastKing Affordable Innovation Designs. We've got our own nano resin technology implemented into these rods to give you that strength without compromising weight. So like I had just mentioned in that Estuary rod, the Speed Demon Pro series, maybe you're coming along and you're looking, okay, what's the rod right for me? Do I want to go with the new Estuary rod? Do I want to look at the Speed Demon Pro? The Speed Demon Pro is an elite bass fishing style rod. It has a lot of similar characteristics as the Estuary rod, but they are two different animals. They can be fished similar, but there's a couple different things to know about them. So similar to the Estuary rod, you have a graphite carbon elite blank. This thing is phenomenal. It is beautiful. It also has that nano resin like I spoke about in the Estuary rod. Nano resins are pretty expensive, but they add insane amount of strength, and in this series up to 30% more strength into that already strong and sensitive rod blank. The KastKing nano resin technology, you're keeping your strength up and your price down, as well as the weight low end on there. So third into the party, I know this video is kind of crazy. We got 3 different comparisons. We've talked about the Estuary, we've talked about the Speed Demon. We're just getting started because we're now going to introduce the Resolute series rod, which if you stop and take a minute and read some of the descriptions, that could confuse you even more on which rod is correct for you. Because like in the Estuary, a little different in the Speed Demon Pro, but right there again with the Resolute, a true IM7 graphite carbon fiber blank. This is a true Terray IM7 blank, and it is very sensitive, very powerful, but it does not have the nanotechnology resins to strengthen it. So that is one of the differences. But another similarity, to put it in a similar category as the Estuary rod, is it is also using American tackle components, such as the microwave guide systems and the American tackle reel seats. Okay, so we know that this is an IM7 blank, and this is an IM7 blank. This one's got a 30 million modulus high-end blank to it, and it's got nano resin technology. This is an IM7 blank with American tackle guides, and this is an IM7 blank with American tackle guides. Now in the Resolute, this is more of an affordable high-end rod with American tackle guide systems, but they're just the normal microwave system. Still a great system, and that microwave system from American Tackle, what it's designed to do is actually when you cast, whether it's a spinning reel or a bait caster, that line's going to come off in like a waving motion, fluttering. Traditional guides are going to have a large eyelet to them, which is going to not reduce that big wave as the line feeds off the reel as fast, which can reduce accuracy, speed, and distance. The microwave air guide systems, which has won tons of awards for American Tackle throughout the years and re-engineered the guide designs in the fishing industry, reduces dramatically, quickly. As soon as that line's coming off, it's hitting that first eyelet in the microwave air guides and dramatically reducing the wave and smoothing it out for longer casts and more accurate casts with less resistance. Well, this is the microwave air guide in the Resolute. We have a microwave air guide system in the Estuary, but this is a new and improved, and might I add, a best of show winner multi-times, the new MW20 as well as MW12 series. Now, in a spinning reel, you're going to see that in the MW20. In a casting, you're going to see it in an MW12 as seen here. These are an improved version, a stainless steel, and a beautiful, beautiful design. They are a higher grade, as in the normal microwave air guide system, as seen in the Resolute. So when you pick up and choose an estuary rod, know that you're getting one of the top of the line guide systems that American Tackle has to offer, and it's going to be found right here in this KastKing estuary rod. So in this model on the Speed Demon Pro rod that I have here, those guides from Fuji are going to be a LV in your spinning series, and in the casting series as shown here, it's going to be an LN with those alkanite rings. Those alkanite rings are going to be great for low heat conduction when the line, whether it's braid or a plastic type of line, is surging through there with a lot of torque on it from a fish. It's going to reduce a lot of your heat and resistance, and it's going to stay cool. Plus, it's great for non-marring and non-abrasion. That alkanite ring is superior. Those LV and LN guides, top of the line from Fuji. All right, so let's talk about reel of choice and anchoring it down to the rod. And when it comes to anchoring it to your rod, you want to make sure that you've got your favorite reel or that tool that's going to winch that fish to the boat. You want to make sure you've got it secured very well to this rod. And the Speed Demon Elite Series rods utilizes a high-end Fuji reel seat. It's a beautiful reel seat that also allows for the rod to actually be exposed, so when you're fishing, you can have a finger on that rod and you can feel every little movement, every transition from the line is going to pick up through the rod, and you're going to feel it through that reel seat and be a little bit more sensitive, so you know all about those early strikes with this Fuji high-end reel seat component that is featured on this Speed Demon Pro rod. So let's focus now on the American Tackle reel seats that are featured on both the Resolute rod and the Estuary saltwater rod. The Resolute rod is using a two-piece Bravo series rod from American Tackle. It's a great design. It's a very affordable design that still locks your reel down in securely, tightly, so when you land or hook into that strong, powerful fish, you have the confidence and the ability to crank them in. Also featuring a blank open design to where you can actually put a finger and feel that blank, so every little sensation, every little tick is going to be translated into your hand for those early hook sets. Now, on the higher end InShore or saltwater rod that is seen in the estuary rod from KastKing, we're using the new American Tackle G2 Apex as well as G2 Edge series reel seats. The G2 Apex is seen in the spinning reel, and on the casting, as we see here, it's going to be the G2 Edge reel seat. Now this is a one-piece design, but it also has the opening, like we talked about, for your finger to touch that blank for any kind of translation, any kind of sensation that's going to be felt in that line is going to translate all the way back into the rod for those early indications to set the hook on what quite possibly could be your personal best fish. So whatever selection you choose between the Resolute or the Estuary series rod from KastKing, both utilizing American Tackle components, and especially when you're talking about reel seats, you know American Tackle did their homework as well as KastKing, and you can have the faith and confidence in knowing when you choose either of these rods, those American Tackle reel seats are going to secure whatever reel, spinning or casting, securely and strong to your rod for your fishing experience. So in these three series of rods, we've got a lot of options, some similarities, but some big differences between the three. So let's go into the brand new hotness in the Estuary series rod. We have an Elite Premium AAA cork handle. This is a custom handle that is a full-bodied handle before the reel, as well as full length all the way down after the reel. AAA cork, very soft, very supple, and excellent in wet conditions. You're gonna love it on this Estuary rod. But now, here's where things get a little confusing. Well, this looks the same, and this looks almost the same. You have two similar grips that look almost identical with some subtle differences. Well, in your Speed Demon Elite, you have a true Winn grip system found in much higher, more expensive grade rods. These true Winn grips are beautiful, great in dry as well as wet conditions. These are going to be phenomenal for you. Plus, with a custom print with that beautiful KastKing logo on there, you can't go wrong. The Winn system is one of the best handle systems on the market for any rod choice out there. So breaking it down, looking at the Winn grip system to KastKing's very similar super polymer system, this is a beautiful design and very close to what you're seeing in your high-end Winn system, which in any other rod can add a big price tag. Well, that price tag is reduced in the Resolute series with this style, KastKing's own super polymer style grip. Still showing the custom KastKing logo, but without the huge price tag. Still excellent in wet conditions and dry conditions. You're going to find this to be a very comfortable handle. Both rods feature a split handle design with a rounded fighting butt system. So I am in a freshwater world. I'm not around saltwater. I live in an area where saltwater is just nowhere near me. But I still wanted to own, like you might yourself, the new Estuary rod. Well, this rod, and if you can understand the different actions of the rods that we're talking about, you can multi-purpose them. This rod is going to excel in saltwater conditions, but this has a beautiful parabolic bend to it, and the different actions that I know that I can use this for swim baits, for crankbaits, deep diving crankbaits, a lot of different actions, and that's what I'm going to put this saltwater rod to use for in a freshwater series. Now, if you're looking to buy these from freshwater to saltwater, there's 6 different models available, 1 casting model, and 5 spinning models available. And they're ranging from a medium to a heavy action, all of them with a very fast backbone. Now, they're going to start at $129.95 on Amazon. So definitely check them out and figure out which one's going to be right for you in the Estuary series. The beautiful and fan favorite Speed Demon Pro rod. It's a fan favorite, and it's also used by Bassmaster Elites as well as MLF pros on the tournament series. This guy right here has over 15 different models available, and they're starting at $109.95. For all the different qualities of this rod, from the Fuji components, from guides to reel seats to Winn grips, and that Elite Nano series clear coat and resin on that Terray carbon blank, this rod should go for $200-300. It's coming in at $109.99 on Amazon. You got to check it out. It's a great rod. If you're going to be freshwater fishing or tournament angling, this definitely is a great option for you. And that's where the Resolute series rods are going to come into play. True IM7 technology in the blank. American Tackle guides, American Tackle Bravo series reel seat, split handle with that polymer grip system to it. It's a beautiful, beautiful setup. Plus, it's a 2-piece rod setup. So if you're a kayak fisherman, you want to be able to stow it in your boat a little easier, or behind the seat, or whatever it may be, to stow this rod, that 2-piece rod is going to come in handy. Don't get discouraged the fact that it's a 2-piece rod. You have your 2-piece rod lovers and your 2-piece rod haters. Guys, this spigot joint technology that KastKing is using translates it to a rod that's going to function so much like a 1-piece rod, like your favorite 1-piece rod, you will almost never know that it's a 2-piece rod. That's going to buy you the ability to afford you the option to break it down and stow it in a lot more areas. You're going to be able to make this rod a little more versatile, being a 2-piece than a 1-piece. That's a pretty good option, and like I said, fishes like your favorite 1-piece rod. This is a great option to choose from, and it starts as low as $59.99 on Amazon. Now hold on a second. let's not get confused about this. Not only is it affordable, not only is it showing microwave technology with the American tackle guides, as well as reel seats and a split polymer grip, this thing comes in ultralights as well as very heavy power rods. 27 different rods available in the Resolute series. That is huge. So if you really want to fine tune what kind of rod you're looking for, there's 27 different options available in a Resolute. That blows away the Estuary as well as the Speed Demon Pro. Speed Demon Pro rods, they're technique specific. So if you want, say, a spinnerbait, jig worm, drop shot, deep cranking, or even a flipping rod, that's easily found in those, and it will tell you exactly what they're specific for. These are even more fine-tuned down to several different options. You just have to learn what actions you're actually after, and they're gonna be a rod in the Resolute series for you, I promise. From an ultralight in a 4'6", all the way up to a 7'8" rod. 27 different models. That's killer. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I know that was a lot of information, and hopefully it cleared it up for you and made things more clearly. What I would suggest, jump on Amazon.com or go to KastKing.com and take a better look at each one of these rods more in depth for what's going to be right for you. Whether it's the Speed Demon Pro series, the Resolute, or the brand new InShore Saltwater rod in the Estuary series from KastKing, one of these three rods is sure to be right for your needs. Guys, I'm AJ Gore, and I'll see you next time in my next comparison video right here on KastKing's YouTube page. Dude, I knew it was a big bass, dude. No, like I got a tank, like I got a beast on here. Now you see why I knew it was a big fish? As soon as he hit it, I was like, oh, he's big. He's big.